Fusco Satellite Network.
He got his start as an anchor on ESPN Sports Center. He now works as a commentator personality on the MLB network, and probably now that the games are shorter, he's probably getting more airtime there. So good for him. Anyway, Let's bring him on here. Adnan Virk, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Paulie Tony, great to see you guys. As a fellow Eagles fan, I've been a huge fan of your guys' work. I'm thrilled to talk Philly sports, and you're right. I started at ESPN, but now I'm getting a lot more airtime on the MLB network. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we're on from noon till 1 into the Yankees-Giants game, and then post-game, probably on 3:30 till 5. So, shorter rules, more broadcast time.
But see, this is what I love. You're clearly a businessman. You're thinking getting your plug in very naturally. You got it in there.
Yeah.
And, you complimented us up top. That shows
this might be the best start to an interview in our history.
People take notes.
That's how you do it. Take notes,
in
everybody.
Journalism, that's how you start an interview.
He's a professional.
But, based on that, let's talk business with you. All right. So we all know your employer, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, right? They're making a push to make these games shorter, as you said, with these pitch clocks. But doesn't this seem a little bit foolish to you? Anyone who knows anything about business, as you do, knows the last thing you want to do is give your consumers less, right? You want to keep your customers happy, and baseball fans want more baseball. Doesn't this just seem like terrible business practices to you?
No, I disagree, fellas. I think bigger is better isn't a theory that works in baseball. I think you look at the market research, they've talked to fans, they've talked to players, as a matter of fact. Everybody wants a quicker game. 3 hours and a 3-minute game is just inefficient in today's world. Fans want things faster. They want to be able to consume it in quicker, more digestible bites. I'm kind of surprised you guys aren't on board. I have not heard one dissenting voice so far.
Well, hold on. First of all, they never contacted us once.
They never reached out to us. And
on the subject of digestible bites, Tony, take it here. Tell them.
Yeah, actually, Adnan, let me ask you, have you ever been to Chipotle?
I've been to Chipotle. Yeah, my wife's actually a big fan. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So was I. Absolutely. But, what happened was every time I'd go to Chipotle and order chicken, they would start giving me less and less chicken every time.
Terrible.
Now, I don't want to go there anymore. Don't you think baseball's making the same mistake?
Yep.
No, I wouldn't equate Major League Baseball to Chipotle chicken. I mean, that's an issue where, yes, I'm with you. You want more chicken. As a matter of fact, I went to the Subway recently. I had a roasted chicken sub foot long, $14.85 because I wanted extra meat. So I wouldn't equate culinary skills to Major League Baseball. I think for food, I want more baseball quicker. As a matter of fact, to draw the food analogy, I think baseball, by having a pitch clock, is trimming the fat when it comes to these games.
No, but that's insulting to call anybody fat these days. You're fat shaming baseball is what you're doing. I mean, let's think here. You're a businessman, Adnan. You work for the MLB network. You're basically saying that too much baseball's a bad thing. Come on, that's what you're saying. Isn't that you being a terrible employee?
No, it doesn't make me a terrible employee. I'm totally on board with whatever Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball are doing. Again, it comes back to you're going to have more visually pleasurable games. I mean, I don't understand. You guys want a 4-hour baseball game? Last time I checked,
can I ask you something? You talked about this survey. Who did they survey? Yeah. Who the hell are these morons they surveyed?
What is it, all Gen Zs that are on their phones? Come on, who are they asking?
Well, listen, I know you guys don't mean that. You're not just going to be disrespectful towards millennials. We know that everybody's a baseball fan.
No, we are definitely being disrespectful to millennials.
Doesn't it make you a little concerned, though, that a young man these days can't sit down to watch a 4-hour, potentially 12-inning, 13-inning game?
ADD.
I mean, doesn't that make you concerned for the future of our country?
Yeah.
No, I think you have to adapt. Everything's quicker now, right? TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, social media. These kids love that stuff. So cable is dying, right? You got to adjust. Got to adapt to these things.
But Adnan, you're a big movie guy, right? You're a huge movie guy. You love talking movies. But let's look at the best movies of all time. All of them over 3 hours long. The Godfather.
Yep. Godfather is not 3 hours long. 2 hours and 50 minutes. Yeah.
It was 3 hours because we stayed in the theater soaking it up. All right, sorry.
The Irishman. Meet Joe Black. Waterworld. Doesn't that prove that longer better?
Tony, I can't understand how you actually think Waterworld's a great movie. That's one of the biggest problems of Kevin Costner's career. I mean, they called it Fish Tar.
Are you kidding me?
To Ishtar. No, The Irishman is great. I'm with you on The Irishman. That's a great, beautiful, long movie. Lawrence of Arabia, Gone with the Wind. But I can give you lots of other. Goodfellas is 2 hours and 20 minutes. Taxi Driver's an hour and 50 minutes. Raging Bull's 2 hours and 8 minutes. You don't necessarily want long movies. Everything Everywhere All at Once just went 7.
Are you kidding?
Actually, when we sit down to watch those movies, we watch them twice just to make them 4 hours. That's what we do. Now, did you hear, you're plugged into baseball. Did you hear what the all-time base stealing leader, Ricky Henderson, had to say? He said, and I quote, "I wish the game would just be left alone."
Exactly.
Don't you agree with that? That maybe, we're ruining the way baseball is supposed to be?
No, Ricky's just saying that because Ricky's looking out for Ricky. I love Ricky Henderson. He's the greatest leadoff hitter ever, but he's worried because what they're doing is with these new rules, the pitcher can only step off once, the pitcher can only throw over once, the bases are bigger. This is going to lead to more stolen bases. So Ricky doesn't like this because Ricky's saying, hang on a second, this was a different game when I was playing. But you have to realize you have to adapt or die. You cannot stay stuck in the same mold. Again, you guys use businessmen as an analogy. No business stays the same. You have to evolve.
And frankly, Adnan, I have to tell you, I find this very offensive to the founders of baseball who created this sacred game. And in fact, we agree with Ricky. We got to leave the game untouched. We need to go back to the way things were originally. Right? Yeah. So what we want to do, and wait till you hear our reasoning here because you're going to be blown away. What we want to do is we're going to present some rules that we want to go back to. Changes they made that we want undone. And we'd like you to bring these to Rob Manfred. When you hear them, you'll see why. All right?
Bringing the past to the future.
In 1857, as you might know, as a baseball man, they changed the rule of when games could end. It used to be that a game wouldn't end until a team scored 21 runs. Now, don't you think that was better? Because, it promotes more offense. Teams, they think, hey, we're not getting out of here or eating dinner, going to sleep until we score 21 runs. Doesn't that promote offense?
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I think there's times where a great offensive baseball game can be fun. Certainly in the 1990s, we saw the explosion of home runs. But I love a good, tight, well-scoring game. One of my favorite baseball games ever. As a matter of fact, MLB Network has it as the number 2 greatest game of all time. Twins-Braves, 91 World Series, Game 7. Jack Morris pitched 10 innings shutout against John Smoltz. That was a 1-0 game, fellas. As you know, as baseball experts, that was baseball as good as it gets. Number 2 baseball game of all time. Number 1 was the Reds-Red Sox game, 1975, Game 6, Carlton Fisk. Again, not a high-scoring game. I don't want 21 runs
The
in a
number
game
1
like that.
game was Game 5 of the 2008 World Series where the Phillies defeated the Tampa Bay Rays. We all know that. Terrific, rain-shortened
Best
series.
game ever.
Greatest ever. But, all right, to each his own. All right, next one. 1885. You know what they did? They allowed catchers and umpires to start using chest protectors. Totally ruined the game. Don't you think it would be more exciting if, catchers had to, maybe duck out of the way? They're like, that ball's hit too fast. I got to jump.
No, listen, guys. Safety is of paramount importance. They call catching the tools of ignorance. Without the tools, it would just be ignorant. Like, nobody wants to be a catcher without a catch, but that's ridiculous. That's like saying, I'm going to play catcher without a cup. You need to have an athletic supporter. Come on.
Well, now you're thinking. That was actually a good one. I like that. Play without cups. All right, here's another one. Yeah, see, you got an open mind. That was good. All right, you're using your creative juices. Here's one. 1862. Huge mistake they made here. They regulated bat size. Totally ruined the game.
Ruined it again.
Think about it, Adnan. Wouldn't you like to see a guy like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, just come up there with a giant
huge
piece of lumber
2x4
and just crank one?
Yeah.
I love the WWE, first of all. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, one of my all-time favorites. So
the best.
You did get me with that reference. But no, I mean, you can't use a 2x4. You can't swing that quick enough to catch up to a Justin Verlander fastball.
A weakling
97
like you.
miles an hour. The 2x4, there's no way.
How much you bench?
160.
But no wonder. You'd fall over. You know how much I bench?
Yeah.
How much?
500, bro.
No, you don't. That's nonsense, Paulie. No offense. There's
what?
zero chance you
I
bench
spotted him. Are you kidding?
Jealous. He's
I don't mean to be
jealous.
offensive.
Of our
Jealous.
hustle and our intelligence.
Yeah, he's jealous.
Tony's seen me do it. I do it every day.
I spotted him.
All right.
He didn't even need a spotter.
Last one here. Last one. All right.
Yeah.
You'll think about this one. This is a very smart one. In 1891, they allowed these catchers to start wearing these ridiculous large padded mitts. Why should catchers get a different mitt? Unfair. A normal
unfair
mitt,
advantage.
that'd be great. They got to catch the ball. There would be more wild pitches. Wouldn't that be fun?
So you want a regular baseball glove for a catcher rather than a padded mitt? That's what you're telling me? No, there's no way. You're going to have so many wild pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. That guy's hands would be. I mean, are you kidding me? You know how hard your hand has to be to handle that? Yadi Molina? There's no way these catchers could last that long. That's a horrible idea.
Have you ever played baseball? Have you ever played baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play at a high level, but I played baseball.
Yeah, you clearly played at an extremely low level. Yeah, your mitt must have been giant. Must have been like a clown mitt.
Yeah,
Please, don't hurt me. You're coming out there in your chest protector and your foam rubber.
Unbelievable.
All right. Look, come on. Out of these, come on. All right, we'll give you a right of refusal, but out of these, which ones of these you're going to be taking to Rob Manfred? Which one stands out to you?
Listen, he's the commissioner of Major League Baseball. He signs my checks. I don't want to be offensive. These ideas are atrocious. If I take these to Rob Manfred,
well, you know what's
atrocious?
You know what's atrocious? You know what's a horrible idea is having you on the show.
Because you're off the show.
You're off the show.
You can't boot me off the show.
You're done. You struck out.
For those
See ya.
Terrible performance.
Off the show.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Is he off the line?
Jay, hang up the phone.
You know, maybe MLB is onto something because we should have put a pitch clock on him.
Yeah, Adnan, more like add nothing to this show.